Now, me having a better record than Philly Godfather, that's an anomaly. He's a sports bettor. He's the best in the world. Gift and I, though, 11-1. We hit that. We Paul.
Let's go.
You, man.
No.
You suck.
Hello and welcome back to Rugby Wrap-Up for this week's The Rugby Odds, starring WWE Hall of Famer and Fox Business analyst John Bradshaw Layfield, his gambling guru, the best sports bettor ever, the Philly Godfather, and the gift to rugby and mankind, Gift Egbelu of the Gift Time Rugby Network. Ladies and gentlemen, with last week's new format for the Rugby Odds being so successful, we decided to stay with it. And that means I'm just going to give you a quick recap with some highlights while John Bradshaw, Layfield, Gift Egbelu, and the Philly Godfather wait in the green room. So let's get to it so we can bring them in for their picks for next week. First match up was New York going to Toronto in Atlanta, Ontario. And New York, the visitors, were -3 in this one. New York, threadbare, as was Toronto in certain areas, still pulled this one out, 31-24 on the road to cover the spread. New York was laying 3, and they won 31-24. Next up, NOLA went up into New England, up into the Boston area where the fans are wicked smart, and it was New England -3, but NOLA came out of there with the win on the road and the upset. They win 17-9. NOLA Nate's Road Warriors all of a sudden for the NOLA Gold. After that one, let's go to Houston, where Utah's Warriors came in to face the SaberCats, but the Road Warriors were given 6, and they did indeed cover. Utah beats Houston 25-5. Rugby ATL, the Rattlers, the surprise team of Major League Rugby, hosted Old Glory of DC, and it was the Rattlers laying 5 at home, and Atlanta won 32-12, and Atlanta covered the spread. Another big win, impressive win for Scott Lawrence and co. with Atlanta. Austin went into San Diego in a key Western Conference matchup, and it was Austin, the road team, -4. The Gilgronis beat the Legion at Torero Stadium, a tough place to play, handedly, 33-14. And then finally, Los Angeles went into Seattle. The Giltinis versus the Seawolves at Starfire Stadium, and it was LA -9, and LA covers, winning 29-14. Okay, you heard the recap. You saw some of those highlights. Now let's bring in the boys. John Bradshaw Layfield, the WWE Hall of Famer, the Philly Godfather, just the best goddamn sports bettor ever, and Gift Egbelu, the gift to rugby and mankind, and the Yogi Berra of rugby. So, guys, a big week for us. You know, we're getting good at this thing. And, Godfather, you and I brought up the tale. We were both 4-2. Not that bad, but the Gift Meister was 5-1. And this is going to be the longest show in the history of shows, ladies and gentlemen.
Say it. Go ahead.
John
Go ahead.
Bradshaw Layfield.
Yes. Bam, 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 bam. Undefeated. Like out of the Bruzy Hills of Italy. Coming over here, Rocky Marciano undefeated. 49-0. Floyd Mayweather undefeated. 6-0. It's what I do.
He went 6-0 yesterday.
Yes.
Haven't guessed already. And we will be wearing black. Godfather, yours truly, and Gift for the remainder of the season.
Oh, baby. Woo! Yeah. I'm like the 72 Dolphins. I got heat with Larry Zonka. I guarantee it. That man's mad at me.
No, congratulations, John. Take a well-deserved bow. You made a lot of people and our listeners of the Rugby Odds a lot of money, as did we and Gift, because Gift was 5-1 and we were 4-2. Nothing to be ashamed of. It's the second week in a row. No wooden spoon. All right, but now we got to follow it up. As Godfather always says, it doesn't matter what you did yesterday. It's about what you do the next one, right? So I know that history is going to correct itself and make sure that you two idiots bring up the tail.
I don't care what happens next. I'm undefeated. I'm quitting the show right now.
He's pulling a George Costanza. He's out.
Now, me having a better record than Philly Godfather, that's an anomaly. He's a sports bettor. He's the best in the world. Gift and I, though, 11-1. We hit that. We Paul.
Let's go.
You, man.
No.
You suck.
Please make him go away. Please, sweet baby. Just
John, now Mr. Layfield. Knock, knock.
Yes, sir.
6-0.
That's not how you do knock, you idiot.
6-0. 6-0.
You can't rewrite things just because you went 6-0. You can't rewrite how a knock joke is done.
Oh, Mr. Expert in knock. I wish you were an expert in rugby. I wish you were an expert in hosting. 6-0.
Okay, all right. We got to make the people some more money now that we've raised the bar. John, you are just so perfect. It's unbelievable. And Giff, 5-1. Good golly. Good.
I mean, I don't know what the surprise is. I told you we're coming back in the second half.
The biggest comeback since the resurrection.
Hallelujah.
Gentlemen, this week the picks are going to be especially difficult for us experts because the international tests have interrupted the Major League Rugby schedule, but it's not stopping the schedule. They're just rating the rosters. And like Toronto are particularly getting hit hard because they've got Uruguayans, they've got Argentinians, and they have Canadians. So Team Canada has taken a lot of players from that team. But Seattle, John, Seattle at San Diego, and Seattle are losing some players, but they're not getting hit as hard as other teams. San Diego at home, -4.
At home, very, very important because they're going down to the San Diego Zoo. They got gorillas, they got lions, they got tigers, and they got killer whales at SeaWorld. In fact, San Diego is such the alpha male. But they got Titus and Machado. They named their team the Padres. You know why? Because they your daddy. Seattle's going for the black hole down to be treated by San Diego, the Legion of Doom, like they their daddy. San Diego. All the way.
A gift. We're going to explain to you one more time. When we're given points, that means the other team gets those points. If you're going to take that other team, you get those points. I know it's still a little early in the show for you to figure this out, but it's San Diego -4 gift over Seattle.
See. We didn't need to do all this. Why are these 4-2 people, John? Why do these 4-2 people always feel like they're so high above everything? Right? We only got one good person in the Godfather, and then everybody else just seems to be so cocky about it. It makes no sense. It makes no sense. But as far as Seattle, whether you're giving or getting points, the point is they're not going to do anything. Even if San Diego completely blew the bed all over. I had to pick and choose my words because I can't remember when we can do stuff.
Blew the bed. I think he's trying to say shit the bed.
Look. We do this classic. They shat the bed against the Gilgronis last week. San Diego's gonna make up. They're gonna get mad. They're gonna go take it out on Seattle. Maybe take it out on themselves. But this is gonna be San Diego with the -4 and the win on this one.
Godfather, did San Diego blow the bed last week?
I mean, this is a team that's lost 3 in a row, but this is a revenge spot here for San Diego. They lost to Seattle earlier in the year. And if you look at the teams that San Diego lost, it was Austin, LA, and Utah, 3 of the better teams in rugby. I think San Diego wins this easily, and I don't think they crap the bed.
Very diplomatically answered, Godfather. You are just so good, Godfather. And I can't disagree with what you say. You make so much sense. You're so good at your craft. I'm just lucky to be around you, and I'm gonna follow your advice because everyone else out there should.
Could you be any bigger of a sycophant to the Philly Godfather?
Oh, that's the sesquipedalian word of the day here on the Rugby Odds. And while the three of you try to figure out what that means, let's take a quick break.
If you're in New York City and want to watch some great rugby, have some great food, and some great times, go to the world's best rugby pub, the Pig and Whistle on West 36th Street.
Been blind since I was 4, and I've never seen a beer commercial or a beer label. None of that stuff influences me. I drink beer because of the taste, and my beer is Pabst Blue Ribbon. It has the taste and the flavor.
What do you think's on the label?
I think there's a naked woman riding on a unicorn, jumping over fire. Oh, that's good beer.
And we're back with John Bradshaw, Layfield, the Philly Godfather, and Gift Egbelu. Moving right along, we've got New York Nueva York A, going into New England, Nueva England A. And it's going to be New York -3. And again, there's a lot of roster movement. New York is getting hit hard, but they are likely getting Dylan the Butcher Fawcett, Kara Pryor, and Daniel Hollinshead back. So those are big additions because Harry Bennett has filled in admirably for New York, but Hollinshead is the man. There's no better kicker in the league, in my opinion, especially under pressure. Free Jack's not losing too much either. But New York is in the playoff hunt, and they have to win. So it's that old visiting team -3 gift.
You know, New England ran into the wall known as New Orleans in the second half, doing what I told you that they were already doing, trending downwards. But this is a new year. It's a new week. And it looks like they might have the opportunity to take advantage of people not being there. So I look at New England and I say, hey, you know, they played a pretty solid defensive game last week. I think they're going to be able to take advantage of this New York team and maybe not so much get some of this homerism that's going to come out of your mouth, and then be able to get the points and take, well, maybe not to win, but get the points. Give the points, take the points, whatever. I'm going for New England.
Is he taking the points or is he giving the points?
It doesn't matter. He's got New England.
Look, this boils down to one simple thing. The most famous bar in the world, or one of, is Cheers, right in the middle of Boston. Go back just a few years before that. And what happened? They dumped tea into Boston Harbor. And when George Washington found out about it, you know what he said? You can look this up. This is a direct quote. The hell you guys doing drinking tea? He was so mad. He said, I can't fight my fellow colonies. I'm going to fight the Brits. That's what started the American Revolution, was those guys were drinking tea and not beer. Rugby United New York drinks beer. And I'm going with the beer drinkers because those are men.
Godfather, you got any help for us here?
This one's a tough one, man. Both teams with similar point differentials, even though New York has 2 more wins on the year. New York's getting some guys back. Give me New York -3.
Yeah, why? What's going on with you in New England there, Godfather?
They almost get there for me every week, and I wanted to take them this week because of the revenge factor, but I just think New York's a better team. Ask not what rugby can do for you. Ask what you can do for rugby.
That's right. I'm going with New York.
Homer.
It's about making money. It's about making money. New York keeps covering the spread. The spread is that thing that we're talking about here. But we're going to keep talking about it. We're going to go to the next one. Old Glory at Tirana in Atlanta, Ontario. And Gift, Toronto, the home team, is actually giving points or laying points. 3 of them. What do you think?
Canada and Atlanta. We know this story already. Look, Old Glory has been having their struggles. They took a little break off last week, so they're nice and rested, get to travel down, leave the slight humidity for the over humidity, and that would be an advantage if it mattered for Canada, who's losing people as well, too. Old Glory is going to be able to come back, not moving into the playoffs, but they get to practice on some people and beat up some guys, continue to keep themselves just above the bottom. So take Old Glory with this one. Taking the points? I don't know. Now we got me on the term. Look, it's Old Glory. It's Old Glory.
You got it right. You got it right. Take a bow, my friend. I mean, the snowballs in hell, a pig just flew by me, and Gift figured out what taking the points was. John, you want to follow that one up? Ooh.
Old Glory.
He's not going to take him. Watch this.
The ball was out of air. This week, it's full. But Old Glory is not a top-tier team, unfortunately. I hate that. I wish they had had this full season last year. I thought they had a better team probably last year than COVID hit. But I do think that Old Glory comes down there. They still play tough. They play tough usually in close games, so it shows they got a lot of character. I think they go down there and beat the Canadians because the Canadians are losing a lot of players here.
We've got a couple of 3 players that are key for Old Glory, like Michelangelo Sasenifengai, the hooker, who's a pretty dynamic player in the eye of Gary Gold, the head coach of Team USA. But Toronto's lost everybody. But I'll save my pick until Godfather goes. Go ahead, Godfather.
Kind of tough. 2 teams going 4 wins on the season. Toronto with a much better point differential. But that's a little skewed because they put up 50 points in back-to-back weeks, and then they've lost 7 of their last 8. Revenge for DC here after getting blown out to Toronto 40-19 earlier in the season. I like DC here. Give me DC.
I'm sticking to my guns. I'm going with the Arrows. Call me crazy.
You know, their only victory in the last 8 games has been against Houston. I mean, Toronto's not – I don't know. Good luck.
And finally, we got NOLA going into L.A., Los Angeles to face the Giltinis. And this is going to be a hard one for NOLA, but it's a big spread. L.A. -10. Gift, since NOLA are your boys more than John's, let's go with you first.
I told you what was going to happen last week, and I told you New England was dropping. New Orleans is on a mission right now, all right? The power of Petty is taking this one forward.
You do know that they're losing players.
As I said, it's the coaching. Look at the coaching. It's been the difference maker. New Orleans has switched up their play from being high offense at the beginning of the season to high defense. The two times that LA has really felt it was against teams that played high defense against them, all right? I told you this at the beginning of the season. This was going to be the culmination point. New Orleans is not going to let this one go because it's so expected for them to go from coast to coast. Look for New Orleans to take the points on this one. And I do expect the win, but definitely take the points for New Orleans on this one. Power of Petty, baby.
John, you're as petty as they come, and he just said the power of Petty, so I'm assuming that you're going to take NOLA as well.
NOLA, you got to love NOLA. They got the gold mine. They got Marie Laveau. They got Nick Cage, Mausoleum. He ain't dead yet, but he's got a mausoleum just waiting for him right there in NOLA. They got Bourbon Street. But when General Maximus walked out in the Coliseum and he said, "Are you not entertained?" The problem is, when they're in the Coliseum, the one that's going to be entertained is the Giltinis. They going to beat the damn hell out of NOLA. And I am so sorry, Gift, that I went and bought some treats for – I bought some little bit of clay bananas. I bought some IMs. Because, Gift, I'm sorry, because we're buddies. You're really bad after this game. I'm so sorry to say that. But they going to run rickshaw over NOLA.
Yeah, a great philosopher from South Philadelphia, P.D. Parmesan, once said, "You got brains in your head, you have feet in your shoes. You can go in any direction you choose." And I'm going in with L.A. this week. New Orleans is losing too many people. NOLA, winner 4 of the last 5. The only loss came to Atlanta by 1 point, but they're just going to be shorthanded here. I think L.A. rolls all over them. That's the direction I'm going to be in.
NOLA has shown a lot of grit. The knock on them in previous seasons was they couldn't win on the road in the second half of the season. They've done it consecutively now. NOLA. But they are losing some key players to both Team USA and Canada and a couple other countries. I don't know, whatever. But NOLA, Nate, Osborne's got him playing tough on the road this year. I think they're going to show a lot of grit, but I think it's going to be like a 21-10 final, and LA just covers that 10 points. So what do you think of them apples? You like apples, John?
I like the Big Apple over New England because they drink tea. And I'm sorry about Gift. Gift's the only one sticking up for his hometown here, and this could be a bad week for Gift.
All right, on that note, guys, we are out of time. I want to thank Mr. John Bradshaw Layfield, the WWE Hall of Famer, Mr. Gift Egbelu, the gift of rugby and mankind, and our Yogi Berra, and the Philly Godfather, just the best goddamn sports bettor ever. He only went 4-2 last week, ladies and gentlemen, but that would have gotten you a Cadillac. I'm Matt McCarthy on behalf of these gentlemen and the Rugby Odds. We'll see you next week. But ladies and gentlemen, in the meantime, tune in for our other segments, including our Major League Rugby show, martial law, the Zack Attack, and please sign up for our Rugby Wrap-Up Red Cross Blood Donor Team.